Hi, I'm Matt Kosmarowski, and I'm a percussionist with the Auburn Symphony, and I'm here to talk about Anton Dvořák and his Carnival Overture. Dvořák is a Czech composer who was born in the Czech Republic, which was then part of the Austrian Empire, in 1841. He lived until 1904. He was not well known until the latter part of his life, about 40 or 50 years old, when his works began to receive wider recognition. He actually came to this country a year after he wrote this piece, the Carnival Overture. He wrote it in 1891. And then in 1892, he was over here for 3 years, serving as director of the National Conservatory of Music of America in New York City, one of the first institutes that was created by an act of Congress, actually. It was to bring us up to European standards, even though from our inception we had many, many fine composers, and it wasn't until his arrival actually that we had any composers here that were not born in America. Very few. This work's a concert overture, that is, it's not related to an opera or a theater or stage production of any kind. It is a standalone piece written as part of what was then a standard formula for orchestral concerts, being an overture of some kind, a concerto, and a symphony. And that was the standard for many, many years in orchestral programming and still serves as such. Again, this is a piece without program. It may reflect a street carnival of some kind or street scenes more than a circus atmosphere. A lively piece. It uses basically four percussion instruments, a pair of timpani, and a pair of cymbals, and a triangle, and a tambourine. The triangle and cymbals were in use for about 100 years, along with timpani before that, basically recreating Turkish military music in pieces like the end of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, and things like that, Abduction from the Seraglio, the opera by Mozart. But other percussion instruments began to be used by people like Tchaikovsky and Berlioz, who both used the tambourine to great effect. Tchaikovsky in the character dances to many of his ballets, which you're probably familiar with. And in this case, it is without bass drum, and I'm going to play you a little excerpt from each of these. Here's the triangle part for the opening. And that reflects what the main theme is at that point. The cymbals are merely giving the big accents. And the tambourine, again, is playing almost the same as the triangle, accentuating and flavoring the main theme. And in these cases, you know, you're playing just static notes, bop, 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 bop. But the idea as a percussionist is you're always trying to think of the theme, to play the theme, because that is really what you're flavoring and cooking. In fact, in France, we're called the chef de batterie. And there's a lot to be said between percussion and cooking and flavoring music. I hope you enjoy the piece.